Hello and welcome to Mental Health and Me. I'm Finley, and if it's the first time you're watching, then thank you, and I hope you can take something from this or from one of my other videos. In this one I wanted to do like another sort of vlog sort of style thing. I want to document everything really that I do in terms of mental health, so other people can learn with me. Today I'm having a consultation phone call with the actual psychiatrist, whatever his name, whatever the title was, I can't remember, who diagnosed me with perfectionism and that about 3 years ago. As I mentioned before, at the time I sort of didn't believe that applied to myself because I'm not very particular with things, I didn't think. But as I've mentioned, I've come to realise how much it does play a part in my life. So I've got an hour-long consultation later, and for it I've been making some notes with my hieroglyphics handwriting, absolutely awful. So I want to make sure I get the most out of it, and it's something I encourage everybody to do when you're going for therapy. Make notes, what you want to talk about, what you want to cover, things that have been playing on your mind. Jot it down and take it with you. I really do encourage it. It's not something that I've always done. It's something that I've sort of learned to do. It really helps, because there's always times you walk out and you think, oh, I forgot to mention this, forgot to mention that, and it does your head in then. So write things down. I'm going to keep this little notepad with me for the next few hours and see if anything else crops up. But then what I will do is after I've finished the session, I'll come back and talk about some of the things that we spoke about, and my views on it. I do plan on doing one of my experiences videos about therapy, but I also wanted to, like I said, start doing more video logs of my everyday life, really, of things. And I will, when the world's back to normal as such, I do plan on showing you that I don't actually just live in the house and never leave it, or just walk that same route. I do enjoy my life more often than I used to. And I want people to experience it with myself, who feel like I've felt at times, that you probably will never enjoy your life, or you won't get any enjoyment out of it. So I'll keep you updated with things, with these sort of style videos, and I'll be back later to tell you how the therapy went. So thank you. I forgot to mention I had to make a phone call. Well, no, I had a phone call, sorry, from my doctors. Not my usual doctor. She's off at the moment. But I'm struggling ever since, to be honest, since I started doing these videos. I know it sounds mad. I'm not saying it's to do with it. My body's just gone so tense. My dreams have been horrendous. Keep, dreaming about relatives that have passed away, and I'm waking up constantly, and as soon as I wake up, my body's in pain. So I phoned up because in the past I've had diazepam to help, and this new doctor I've never spoke to before, I explained my situation and stuff like that, and turned around and said that taking diazepam for that use to relax yourself is like a form of drug abuse. So I wanted to rip into him, but no, I just put the phone down because it really angered myself. I thought, one, you haven't looked at my files, you haven't took time to see actually, I've had this medication numerous times in the past, and two, I thought, you don't know what my situation is. So to say it's like I could be a former like drug abusing coming out, and then he's saying that's like a type of drug abuse. I could start thinking, well, am I a drug abuser still? You know, does that make me still, you know, fall into that category and things like that? The reason why I wanted to make this public is because you will encounter people that don't sort of do their research into you, or make snap judgments when it comes to like doctors and other types of therapists, which is like I said, I want to do another video just solely about therapy. Don't get disheartened. Honestly, for every one bad, there's 10 good. You know, just because you come across one or two that aren't much help, doesn't mean you have to give up. You know, there are great doctors out there, believe me. Great therapists, everything. People that really want to help and understand. So don't get disheartened. You know, I'm not disheartened. I've managed to get back in touch with the doctors, and my actual usual doctor will hopefully be getting in touch, and we'll sort something out. I only need a little bit of help just to relax, because like I say, my body just feels like stone. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of bring that to the attention, really. You know, don't get disheartened, because there are some useless people out there, believe me, but there's a lot more good. So as I said, I'll be back later, talk about how the therapy went, or the consultation. So right, see you in a bit. I've got my phone call in about an hour now. I've got to admit, I'm quite nervous, even though it's someone that I've spoke to before. It's been a while since I've had any sort of therapy, really, because after that one bad experience that I had, I stopped doing anything. And that's why I say I shouldn't have, and you can't. One bad experience shouldn't put you off everything. You know, like I said, there's good therapists, there's good psychologists, psychiatrists, doctors. You know, there's more good than bad out there. But just thought I'd let you know, while I do my hearing aids, put some new batteries in them, get these cracking, and then basically when I've finished, I'll fill you all in with how it went, the future. So I've not long finished my phone call, and I've got to say it was brilliant. He remembers myself from 2018, and he was really pleased that I sort of understood what he meant back then. And, you know, it might have took 3 years, nearly 3 years for it to sink in, but it's there now. And he gave me some really good advice on things. What to some people would seem obvious, to myself it's sort of what I needed to be told. You know, we mainly spoke about the perfectionism. I told him what medication I'm on and things. He is happy with the medication I'm on. But the perfectionism, it says basically I need to learn that nobody's perfect, and the allowances I make for other people to make mistakes, and I need to allow them for myself as well. You know, if I don't expect somebody else to be perfect, why do I expect myself to be? So yeah, it was good, brilliant, well worth it. We spoke about a few different things like that, really, but that was the overall riding message. You know, he said, remind yourself every single day, nobody's perfect. Every time you go to slag yourself off, criticise yourself, nobody's perfect. Stick it on your door. What I'll do is done it in the past, I do like a note on my phone, and then add it to my home screen. So every time I look at my phone, which like everybody, it's more than you should. You'll see nobody's perfect, and it said, you know, it's over time again. It's a tool. Over time, that tool will you will get used more and more, and it will help in the long run. So yes, it's been I'd class a successful day. I ended up with my diazepam, which I wanted, after my fantastic doctor got in touch and sorted out the medication issue. She sorted that, and yeah, the therapy session went really well. So he doesn't want to speak to me now for another 3 months, because he wants me to learn as well, really, that with perfectionism you expect it done tomorrow. I expect to look like Tom Hardy tomorrow, or I don't know, whatever, and then I know it can't be done. So 3 months, and then see where we're at. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully you can take something from anything that I've said. Like I say, therapy, please go for it. Just give it a go. Every time, just give it a go. You got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. When I look back at what I recorded yesterday, well, late last night, I realised how tired I was, and I never mentioned really that after therapy sessions, you might find yourself quite tired, mentally worn out, and that's totally understandable, really, because you've been trying to think and process things and what have you. So if you feel tired after you've done any form of therapy, that's totally normal. I had quite a rough sleep, because I was again processing everything that I'd heard, and trying to work out how I can go forward with it, how it goes against some things that I thought and what have you. Another thing I forgot to mention is that I plan on getting myself a proper, like, day-to-day diary, so I can write in something positive, my positives of every day. He spoke about as well setting realistic goals. Now for myself, if I set a goal of to walk for an hour, I will come in after an hour and I'll be like, I could have done more. And that's the way it always is. Doesn't sound a lot, but it's like you said, every day for the last however many years of my life, 20 years, whatever, I'm slapping myself in the face, because I'm never giving myself credit, but always criticising myself. So every day, criticising yourself, bringing yourself down, being a bully towards yourself. So it's kind of wear you down and create all, other issues which they have. So I'm going to, as I say, write in my diary any form of praise for myself, any completed tasks. So instead of saying I've got to walk for an hour 57 times a week, I've got to walk for 10-15 minutes 3 times a week, and got to learn to accept and feel the praise of being able to complete that task. So that's what I'm working with. He basically wants to for me to learn to give myself credit. No one's perfect. As I said last night, I've got post-it notes wrote down. I've got a message saved on my phone. And the more I can sort of instill into myself that nobody's perfect, so why would I expect myself to be perfect? It can become a learnt behaviour, and I can move forward then with it. So I'm going to go and get my diary today, and then I'll show you some examples of what I've put in there. Finally got hold of my day diary. It says, today is a new beginning, which pure chance that this one popped up. I was on Amazon, most of them for like a tenner. Got this for £3.50, so I like a bargain, can't go wrong. And what I'm going to use with this is basically put in positives from my days, any small goals that I set myself for that day and I achieve, I'll write them in there. The best way to look at setting achievable goals is to ask somebody close to you, a friend or family member or your partner, because they'll be honest with you and tell you what is achievable. You know, if you say I want to go and run a marathon every night, well, you're not going to do that, and they're going to tell you that. They're going to say, well, it would help if you've been running for the last 5 years, but you haven't. So maybe try and do 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's the way you build up. But then you got to give yourself credit for whatever you achieve. No matter how small you feel it is, it's an achievement. You see, myself, like I've mentioned before, my goals always moved. If I achieved my goal, then I must have set my goal too easy, I'd say. Or I'd failed, and that's just the other, you know. Even when I succeed, I've failed. So now I'm learning that, you know, to give myself credit and to try and learn to have that sense of pride about myself, to be happy with what I've done, and to look and think, you know what, it's not perfect, and that's fine, and that's what I need to work towards. So, like I said, I wanted to show you my diary when I got it. I would show you what I've wrote, but it would take 15 top code breakers to work it out, because my writing is that atrocious. But no, thank you, and I'll keep you posted.